"Grandpa, look, I found a bunch of little kittens," shouted the grandson excitedly from the doorway. However, when the grandfather looked into the box, he scolded the boy and ordered him to take those monsters back outside. This story took place in the summer of 2020. 13-year-old Dennis later shared the experience on a popular forum. Like every year, Dennis had spent his summer in the village with his grandparents. It was his favorite time of year. Together with his friends, he spent his days outdoors, running to the river, exploring the forest, fishing, swimming, and soaking up the sun. As a city boy, Dennis was constantly amazed by the slower-paced rural way of life. His grandparents owned a large vegetable garden and a small farm with chickens, rabbits, pigs, and even sheep. While Dennis helped out as much as he could, his grandparents never forced him to do too much. One summer day, Dennis and his friends were walking back from the river through a small forest clearing when he heard a faint squeaking noise coming from some bushes near a large tree. Curious, Dennis followed the sound and discovered a litter of tiny newborn creatures nestled in an old hollow. Thinking they were kittens, the group decided to rescue them and take them to Dennis's grandfather. One of his friends ran home to fetch a box and a towel. With their makeshift carrier, the teenagers proudly brought the little animals back to the house, but when Dennis showed them to his grandfather, he was met with an unexpected reaction. Grandfather immediately shouted at Dennis, ordering him to throw the monsters out into the street. Dennis, feeling hurt and confused, took the box of creatures back and locked himself in his room. Later, still upset, Dennis turned to a forum and posted a picture of the animals. He hoped to find support or advice. To his surprise, the responses came quickly, and they weren't what he expected. The animals were not kittens at all. They were baby weasels, a dangerous predator known for stealing chickens and rabbits. Shocked, Dennis rushed to his grandfather and told him what he had learned. His grandfather nodded in confirmation. "Yes," he said, "I recognized them right away. These cunning creatures have been giving me trouble for years, sneaking into the barn and taking our animals." Curious, Dennis later returned to the hollow where he had found the babies, only to discover they were gone. Likely the mother had returned and relocated her cubs to a safer place, much to the relief of the village residents.